Hi everyone. So today, Spellbinders has launched their new collections for October of 2025. Several new collections. I'm going to share a couple with you today and then follow up with the others that I have to review for you guys. So I will say these items were sent free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And the links I'll have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items to those links. So thank you for using those if you would like. I do have them for the US and the UK. Sometimes some of these launches are also on scrapbook.com. You might find them like on Simon Says or some other ones, but I do scrapbook.com also. So I will have that available if they are there. I'll link that too. So usually what I'll do is I have a link down in there for all of the new October releases, so you just click on that and it'll show you all of them. And then specifically for these collections, whatever it is I'm using today. Happens to be beautifully imperfect. I will say this collection has many more pieces. These are the pieces I chose. There's also a stencil that's not in the site right now when I went to make this video, so I didn't want to include it if they're not having it yet. But there is a really cool stencil. It has like these really like grungy kind of lines. And it makes a really cool effect. So when that comes out, I will definitely follow up with a video. But for right now, what I have are these pieces. And then they came out with a new collection that are sentiment dies for the holidays that are in Spanish, French, which is what I have here, French, and I already said French, Italian, and German. So you can check those out. But again, I'll have the links for those things, US and UK. So let's talk about the words real quick. I chose these because I took French for a long time, and I think a lot of times French like is kind of ubiquitous, like when it has to do with like Noel and these kinds of things, right? We kind of understand it just by looking at it. We, even if you don't speak French, know that. So I got the Spanish one. So we have Feliz Navidad, and they have the background die, of course, and then they have this cool script kind of font to them. It's hard to give you a measurement because like, okay, obviously this one's bigger than the other. Maybe as tall as they are. They look like they'd be about an inch or just over an inch. But let's see. This one from the very top of the F to the very base is 1.5 inches, but like the letters themselves, yeah, they're just shy of an inch. So to give you some idea. So Feliz Navidad. And then I thought this was funny because it has Felices Fiestas, which I have never heard. I was like, am I crazy? I speak Spanish, but like I speak Mexican Spanish. My dad's from Puerto Rico and he speaks, a little more Puerto Rican. But growing up, his Spanish was very much like my mom's Mexican Spanish. And I've just never heard anyone say Felices Fiestas. I don't know. But anyway, I was just surprised by that. I'm like, okay, well, I guess it just means like happy party time, but it has to do with, things like Christmassy. So it's interesting that in the French words, they also have it. And I'm like, okay, never heard that. Joyeux Noël, right? So happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, kind of thing. And then Joyeuse Fête. All right. So if you're familiar with that, let me know. I've just never heard them said that way. And again, maybe it's just me. The French ones come with these little pieces. You might wonder what those are. It's because behind Noel, you have the little, is that umlaut? I forgot what it's called. I want to say umlaut is in German. But anyway, it has these two little dots, the accent, right? So you're going to put this behind that to flesh it out, right? So like, let's say if you use gold lettering here, you're going to put a little piece of gold behind, let's say black, if this was black paper or whatever. So it's just in there instead of paper piecing these tiny pieces in. And then you also have your little accent here. And I was gonna say, is that accent aigu? I don't remember what they call this. But anyway, you have this little house, like roof-shaped accent. And again, that's why that little piece is there, just to tuck it behind there. And it'll just kind of cover, kind of like deal with the eyes and stuff like that when they have like smaller dies. So that's all I have to say about that. And so what I'm thinking is I'll do a background and then pair it with some lettering. So maybe some like Christmassy colors with these guys. Okay, so from the Beautifully Imperfect set, I have this really cool die, huge, with the script, which I love. And again, you can ink these things up. You can paper piece back in, I suppose, if you wanted to. However, and then this decal edge die, which of course you can use on anything. It doesn't have to be with this particular thing, but I will tell you the die itself is just over 4 1/4 inches by just over 5 1/2. So it's like 4 3/8 by 5 5/8. Okay. And then this guy inlays. So it's definitely going to make a matte layer that's going to be really nice for an A2 size card. You see the script on there. It's cool. We have this embossing folder. This Better Press. Again, you can put the Better Press in the glimmer. I want to glimmer that up, and it's just really textured and artsy and fun looking, right, with these lines and like these little dots, just like something different, you know, grungy a little bit. And it does have sentiments on this one. So it comes with Embrace the Mess and Beautifully Imperfect. Just the name of the collection. So there you go. All right. And then we have an oversized embossing folder. Of course, I want to say that, I mean, except for like a handful of embossing folders coming out from Spellbinders now, they're all oversized. Okay, so again, that means the plastic itself is 8 3/4 by 5 3/4. It embosses an area that's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and this one just has all kinds of cool stuff going for it. Let me see if I can get a dark piece of paper. Well, it's kind of cut down, but we're probably gonna use this today, so I just wanted you to see that. Or maybe we'll use it when we do the other one with the inking. Yeah, maybe we'll reserve for the stencil. I don't know. We'll see. But it's very cool, right? With like little random numbers, a little texture, these pretty leaves. And when I saw it, I thought, you know, if you did some like holiday colors, I think it looks holiday, even if it's not especially or made special for holidays. But there you go. So I am going to gather my thoughts and we'll start making something pretty. I'll be right back. Okay, I have some ideas. This is very bold. So let's see. I have a card base here, just a white cardstock for A2, so 8 1/2. Ooh. What is this thing doing? Okay, let's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 scored by at 4 1/4. Just your standard A2. And then I think I'm gonna go red and gold. We'll see how this goes. Because then I was like, well, what if I don't want to do my lettering red and gold? Maybe I should add some black. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then also, should the red go on top or should the gold go on top? Ooh, you know what? I need to grab another piece of. Well, no, that'll work. Look at that. It's perfectly there. I was thinking. See, red with gold lettering would be cute. Maybe gold with red lettering. The red's very stark. So if it's just red and then the gold lettering coming through. Well, I'll just do it. Okay, so I'm going to run this one through with this because I want that lettering to cut away. And I mean, I'm just going to have to hold this, I think, when I run it through because the paper is not bigger than, you know, where I can tape it. And then I'm just going to run this through gold. Okay, and I'll be right back. Let's look at that. Let's see how that peels away. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna pop out all those words and I'll be back. Okay guys, so here I have these guys. And so I'm just going to glue those together. I mean, you can glue them off a little bit offset. That's fun too. I think maybe I will. So, just gonna get some glue all over this guy and glue it right on. And I'll be right back. I guess this time it's good that I have this fine tip on here. I always go around the very edges and then I'll just do, you know, a little something here and there in here, right? Some areas are larger than others. I will say one of the letters looks like it's an F, like letter F, like of or something, and it actually the little dot even falls out of it in some of these other ones. So I mean, if you wanted to pay enough attention to pop those back in, like those little bits, then you can do that, but I'm not going to do that. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I just put it under some weight because that's the kind of thing I do, just to get that nice and flat. And I also, since this, you know, collection is kind of grungy, kind of fun, I do want to do a little inking on this. It looks really pretty like this, like stark. You know, when the lettering was still in there, I probably could have done it better because right now I don't want to pick up any of these things, but I mean, it looks pretty. But I'm like, yeah, let's do some. And I was debating if I should go black or just like a darker red. But I'm going to use a black. Maybe not the darkest, but just a little something. And then that actually will go into what I was thinking with the lettering for today's card. That maybe I should go black background and gold words, right? So I think that'll kind of... I'm just looking to make it grungy. I'm not really looking to make it black, 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 but I think it'll be fun. So just around the corners, you know, so it's a little something. I know it's hard to see, but it still kind of just deepens that red. It's very bright right now. Okay. And the gold is very slippery paper, you know, shiny, plasticky paper, that coating that has on top. So it's not going to keep the color on there, but I do like that. Okay. And then I think I'm going to grab like some kind of sprig, like I'm thinking holly, kind of a sprig or something. So I'll look in my dies and see what I want to do for that, because I think that'll look pretty. and just flesh out our holiday card with unexpected things here. So, sorry, I'm going to change that out. I'll just use some double-sided tapey tape and quite a bit of it. I've had this thing for, you know, decades. But it's funny because I remember we used to go ham with it. Like, you just put a ton whenever you do anything. Okay. And let's see here. Again, I did offset it a little bit, and so I still want it to fit on the card front, you know, completely. So it's the smallest amount of offset. I mean, you can see that. Okay. And all right. I think this one should be French today. So we'll do Joyeux Noël. And that means I also need these little bits. And I'm going to do the backgrounds in black. So I'm just going to run this through black paper. Sorry. Right? And then I'm going to run these words through the gold, which I actually have a piece here. Got a little. So that. And then I only need one of these guys right now. So maybe I'll just put it, you know, in a way that only one gets cut out. But I just need the one. Okay? And I'll be right back. Okay guys, so the N and the J are separate from the rest of the lettering, and I will take this little gold piece and I'll show you. Basically that little rectangle piece goes back in here. I did not want to get glue all over that, so let me just wipe that away a little bit. And this guy goes back in here, and I'm assuming it just, you know, fits in there like that. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to go across the other way, I don't know. That works, right? If it works, we're good. Okay, and then, again, I only have this fine tip piece with me right now. These are pretty fine, the letters, so I like to put glue in the back of my hand and just dip into it, and that usually gets me just enough glue that I need for my projects when they're fine like this. So I'm just going to follow that N. Okay. And then do the same thing for my Joyeux. And we'll just put this in here. Cute. Okay, I'll do the same thing with my other guy, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I have this Joyeux Noël. Let's bring it back over here. I mean, that looks really pretty, to be honest, like just like that. But I have this little sprig. It's from the Annie Williams, like star, Christmas star, something like that. You know, I was looking for some kind of sprig, and I came across this. That'd be cute. So I'm gonna run this through a couple different greens, a couple times, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So obviously, I'm not gonna stick this down Noël Joyeux, but let's see here. We'll get that going. It's kind of funny in my mind. I guess I just figured it'd be the smaller word and then the bigger word, which doesn't really matter. Not at all. I'm going to stick these guys together just to work with them as one piece. But, you know, just to make it a little bit easier when I go to stick them down. Having my windows open because it's finally cooled off, and I keep hearing weird little noises. I'm like, what is that? It's what it is. Let's see. So if we had one up like that. Let me think. Is that what I want? Or do I want it? Well, stuck together now. I was like, should I make it opposite, you know? But a little late. Okay. Joyeux Noël, and then do we put them offset a little bit? I think that always looks best. And let me get this going at the same time. I'm not going to quite stick it down quite yet. That's so pretty. Honestly, I just love the way it looks just like that. But I said I wasn't going to push it down, and then I kind of did. So let me get these going. Cute. Okay. Just a little something. Just add a little greenery, something different. And same thing with this guy over here. And then I'll just hold it all down. I just love the script. With the script, you know, I think that looks really nice. Okay, again, not quite sticking that other side down yet. You probably do want to take quite some care to stick down all those little bits, but kind of just something like this right now. Cute. Okay, let me hold everything down and I'll be right back. Okay guys, and that is our card for today. I feel like it's super festive. I mean, if you see the examples for this collection, this is nothing like that. So I really love that I took that and made it more holiday. But again, I mean, you can make it more everyday, whatever it is that you want. Really grunge it out. But I think that looks really lovely. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, I'll have the links for all the new collections for October 2025. And then specifically this collection, or these couple of collections, the International Sentiments, and then the Beautifully Imperfect collection. So thanks for watching, guys. I will definitely follow up with more tutorials on the other items I showed you guys. I love, you know, the stencil is really cool. It's very simple, but it looks awesome, especially if you do really fun things with inking, you know, like maybe some different unexpected colors, and then the way they kind of just layer into each other is going to be really cool. And then, of course, the embossing folder and our better press there. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.